Alright, so I've got everything plugged in and set up. I'm going to explain what connections I'm using, and they should be similar to what you're going to end up wanting to use. So obviously power is no issue. You know, outputs, line outs. I have everything at unity, except I turned this guy down a little bit because it's got a weird volume setup. So this is my looper, this is my korg, and this is my drumbrute. Alright? Now, from the looper, I've got the output of the Midi going into the input of the drumbrute. And I have to set the drumbrute to Midi every time I turn it on, for whatever reason. Then, from the drumbrute, I've got the clock out going into the sync in of my korg. Now, for you, you might end up using the Midi out to go to your synthesizer, which should be totally fine because your synthesizer is not just going to start making noise unless you want it to. The reason I do it this way is because if I have the Midi out going into my korg, it's going to start the korg up immediately, even if I don't want it to. So if I'm not using it for something, I don't want it to do anything, all I have to do is not have the play button pressed. So since the play button is pressed right now, you'd think it would be doing something, but it's not going to do anything until the drumbrute starts playing. So, on my looper, if I go into the rhythm section and I've got settings, you know, like level, there's a line out setting. I turn that off so it doesn't make any noise whatsoever. And then I go to rhythm stop, and I think it's normally set to looper stop, but I'm going to turn that off. And the reason I'm putting rhythm stop off on here is so when I hit the metronome or the rhythm button, if I start that, it's going to send the information to my drumbrute, but it's not going to make any noise. And if I start and then stop a loop, it's all going to stay in sync and the drumbrute will keep going. Okay? So, I'm going to go to an empty pattern on my drumbrute. I'll turn this up just a little bit so you can hear it a little better. Got to clean my knobs again. Now, I'm going to put the 4 to the floor into the drumbrute. So it's just going to do it. Then I'm going to go over to my electribe, and I'm just going to put, you know, on the 2 and the 4, a clap, and then I'm going to put on the whole thing. That's just going to be a hi-hat going constantly. I'll take one out just so it sounds kind of cool. So, I think I've explained enough about how all this is set up to where we can do this. So, I'm just going to hit start on the rhythm on my looper. So, the only things you're hearing when I start my rhythm is the korg and the drumbrute. Now, I'm going to mute everything that I had on the korg so that it's just going to be the 4 to the floor on the drumbrute, and I'm going to use that like a metronome. Now I've got my microphone here, which I'm going to turn down a little bit, and I'm going to start the rhythm. And I've got the first track set to, I think, 2 bars. Boom, 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 boom. Bada boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Bada boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Bada boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Bada boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Bada boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Bada boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Bada boom, 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 boom. I've got it set now, if I hit stop on my loops, the drumbrute keeps on going. And because the drumbrute is what's telling the korg what to do, the korg isn't going to stop either unless I hit stop on the korg. So now we just got the drumbrute. And if I start one of my loops back up, now if I don't want the drumbrute to do anything, usually what I'll do is I'll solo something that doesn't have anything on it. So I can still stop the loops, the drumbrute is still going, so the korg is still going. But the drumbrute's not making any sound because I've got it on solo. If I turn off solo, if I hit stop on the rhythm, and then hit stop on my drumbrute, the loop keeps going. And if I hit start on the rhythm again, it's not going to do anything, right? But if I hit play on the drumbrute, it goes. Then I hit the start stop button on the rhythm, so when I stop the loops, it keeps going. I know it's confusing, but hopefully this will help.